Finally. 5 o'clock, finally. Good afternoon. Never phased. I'm looking to bet big. Don't overbet, guys. Bet a portion of your bankroll. We always make fun of J.A. Cavalier. Max bet. Max bet on the side, max bet on the total, max parlay. There's no max bets. Got to bet a certain percent. We're running hot. You want to kick up your bet a little bit. Let's see if we got any other questions out there before we get started here that I can answer. Say hello to a couple of you guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in each Friday, each weeknight at 5 o'clock. What's up, Moderna? Let's do it. I'm going to do it soon. Get a few more people on, we'll start. Saints money line. That's some call, huh? Actually, we're going to start with the football. Pat McAfee boost, Cowboys -2. Okay. Everybody's got their own little phase. If it doesn't hit, I riot. Oh. All right, if it doesn't hit. John, what do you think of football game? Not going to answer every under and over question, guys. I think Toby, you were a guy yesterday too. I told you. I'll give you my opinion on games that I have an opinion on. Don't have an opinion on every one. If I have an opinion, it's on the website on How to Beat the Bookie, or if you're a VIP member, you got it. Let's see what we got here. Idaho State College. Okay, Vindog, take those basketball college shit. Take that over to Ben later at night. Not going to be doing the colleges. Ben will give you a college game, and we can talk about that, or a college game or two if he has, but not going to just go through every college game. That's not what I do. You saw Stu video, John? I don't know. I've seen a couple of the morons. If you're talking about Stu Finer, a couple of that morons videos, but that's about it. Sharks tonight, NHL. You're on the wrong page. Poppy, wrong page. No hockey here. I don't even recognize it as a sport. No, I'm only kidding. I don't do it. I don't do hockey. Let me get my man Ben in. Where are you, Ben? There he is.
How's it going, John?
Oh, they're bombing me with your college. Everybody wants to talk about college. So what we're going to do tonight, let me get this one NFL game out of the way. Then we'll let you take a bow with the Seton Hall game from last night and see if you can give these guys another one. So the football game tonight, we just got every bad break on the injury front on this one. The injury went straight up against us. So not only is Amari Cooper back from COVID, he's going to play. CD Lamb came back from a concussion. He's going to play. Lawrence, the pass rusher, hasn't played since week 1. He's back. What we got going for us, guys, is still the coaching staff is down with COVID. So they're going to be -5 or 6 coaches going into New Orleans, like I said, on a travel week especially. It's always a little tougher, a lot easier to do that if it has to happen at home. On our injury front, we thought we were getting the running back Kamara back. We're not getting him back. We thought we'd be getting the 2 tackles back, Armstead and Ramczyk. We're not getting them back. All said and done, I still only make Cowboys a 4.5 favorite. Cowboys just have not looked good over the last, I think they've lost 2 of the last 3 games, or 3 of the last 4 games. And again, without your coaches, so with everything said and done, all the injuries slanting against us, I'm still only 4.5 Cowboys on the road. I know Saints looked horrible last week. I expect them to do a little better with Hill at quarterback. Going to give you a lot more RPOs, the run pass options. So we'll see. Would have loved to have Kamara. That was to me that was the steal at 5.5. So I still make the game 4.5. Again, I would have never taken 5.5 if I made the game 4.5. My thing was with the COVID and should be getting Kamara and a couple of offensive line guys back, and didn't expect Cowboys to get everybody back except their coaches. So that's pretty much where we are. If I had to bet the game right now, I wouldn't bet the game. I would need at least 6.5, maybe 7, just because how bad they looked. But hey, I don't make this game 7.5 points. I make it 4.5 points. That's my take. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, the injuries are tough here coming in with the late news. New Orleans is a tough place to play on the road, especially without a coaching staff. So I definitely don't want the Cowboys in this spot with how they've been playing the last couple of weeks coming in without a coaching staff. Yes, they get a bunch of guys back, but first game back doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be smooth sailing. So I definitely lean Saints still, but I'm with you on that line. It's a very iffy spot. I'm not touching it. I'm going to be live betting this game. I think Dallas is going to maybe come out and get a score in the first quarter. You should be able to get the Saints live at some point, guys, plus 6 to 9 points, hopefully. And that's what I'm going to be looking for personally. But my lean is Saints going into the game.
That's what I'm thinking. So let's see what a couple of guys are yelling out here. You like the over or under, John? I don't like either one. Again, guys, if I like something, I'll tell you. Saints missing quarterback 1, WR1, tight end 1, RB1. Yeah, we just said that, buddy. Obviously, they're. I didn't think Winston was so good to start with, to be honest with you. I think they were 31st in the league with Winston. Only team worse than them were the Bears. So I didn't think there was going to be much of a drop-off. There was. Let's see what happens with Hill. Hill, I think, is going to be a little better. But, yes, missing Kamara, missing the 2 tackles. Like I said, Armstead and Ramczyk, those guys up front, that's what gives you the protection. Got Saints plus 6. Nothing wrong with having Saints plus 6. Like I said, I wouldn't jump off of the game. I'm in it plus 5.5, and I'm still rolling with that. So before we, I don't go crazy with this NFL. That's where we're at. Not much more to talk about there. So before we go into NBA, which is actually a short card, we'll let Ben take a bow on the college from last night and see if he's got anything for tonight. What do you got, Ben?
Yeah, that Seton Hall game, a bit of a sweaty first half. They played horrible, but bounced back big time second half, ended up covering for us there. So I hope you guys tailed that play. For tonight, only one college play. It's a bit of a lower slate, but we got Lafayette -2 going up against Sacred Heart. Lafayette's won their last 2 games. They covered the spread, the 2.5 in their last game. Sacred Heart here, they have lost 5 in a row. And if you look at the schedule for Lafayette, they've been playing some tough teams. They played UPenn, they played Duke, they played Syracuse. Sacred Heart has not had nearly as tough of a schedule. They've had one big game against Providence. They lost by 28. Other than that, they have been losing games. They've been playing a bit close, but not against tough opponents. We can go ahead and look into some of the trends here. And for Sacred Heart, they're 1-4 against the spread the last 5 games. And it's a really big spot game for me. I like the home team Lafayette. They played a way tougher schedule. I like the low line, -2. So that's what I'm taking tonight. Lafayette, -2, guys.
Okay, and for the rest of the colleges, guys, you can go check, go with Ben on his live stream, and he'll run with you for all the questions that you want. Love the Knicks. What was that one? Love Knicks tonight, coming off a tough loss. Coming off a tough loss at Brooklyn, absolutely. So let's go right into that. So that's the top game, actually, Bulls at Knicks. Knicks, what have they won? I think they've won their last 4 at home against the Bulls. The last 4 times they've met in New York. They've split 2 games so far this year in Chicago. Knicks beat them there. I believe it was 104-103. And then the second time they met, Bulls beat them back 109-103. So they've split 2 in Chicago. You got Kobe White, who had just come back for the Bulls not too long ago. He's got COVID. He's out. This fucking COVID's going to wreak havoc. I have a bad feeling in the NBA. Barrett, he was questionable the last game. He wound up playing against the Nets. Only made it a few minutes and came out of the game. So he's got something coming down. And with these illnesses and COVIDs, obviously the COVID, you got to be careful they don't spread through the team. Because that's how it happens in the locker room and stuff. So Barrett right now still questionable, and Noel also questionable for the Knicks, but that's with his knee. This game to me is a 1.5, 2-point game, Chicago, and the game right now is sitting at 2. Obviously, like I said, you need to have Barrett in there. He's a starter for the Knicks. He gives them a lot of D. He gives them everything that they need. He's not the star of the team, but he's a solid piece. So that's like I said, right in that game. I've only got one game right now, and I must be injuries happening in OKC. But I'll look at that while you take over with this Knicks Bulls game, Ben.
Yeah, this game for me, guys, big under game, but the line's been crushed a little bit. Went from 214. Now it's already down to 210. Even some places going as low as 209.5. And the trends, I mean, the last 5 times they met, unders 5-0 for the Knicks. Their last 11 games, 9 of them gone under. For the Bulls on the road, 11 of their last 16 road games gone under. So a lot of under trends. But again, that line's already gotten crushed, so not the best value. But again, NBA is the best sport, in my opinion, to live bet totals. At one point in this game, there will be a run, hopefully early on. You can be able to get a live line at hopefully at one point back closer to that 215, maybe 216 range, and look for that under. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much of a lean. I haven't liked backing the Knicks too much this season. Seems they haven't really found their groove yet, and I'm going to wait to see until that happens.
And they just haven't been good at home.
Yeah, have not been good at home.
They have not been good at home. The Knicks actually playing better on the road. The last time we played the Knicks was actually at Atlanta. That was the playoff revenge, and we came away with that 99-90 win in Atlanta. Next game on the boards, Bucks at Raptors. And Bucks played last night. They were down big early to Charlotte. Came all the way back. High-scoring game, 129-127. So they beat Charlotte, traveling into Toronto. To last year, Toronto won both games in Milwaukee by a combined 25 points. Milwaukee won the game that was played actually in Florida because Toronto wasn't playing at home last year because of the COVID rules, and they won that game. Milwaukee won the game by 7 on Toronto's home court last year. So Milwaukee's back-to-back. Toronto's had a day off. They're still got OG Anunoby out, and Trent is questionable for Toronto. Bucks 10-0 when the big 3 plays. Yep, hey, 7-0, 7 straight since Middleton came back, but they're not covering. So again, that's what I look at. Who's covering? I do make this game a little higher. Earlier in the day, this game was at 4 all over. But I just had this feeling. I'm like, I don't want them to be sitting Middleton. Middleton has played 7 straight games since coming back from COVID. Were they going to give him a night off? Were they going to give Giannis a night off? So I just had a feeling, nothing out there in the news. So I says, you know what? Don't need to go. Let me see what happens closer to game time and also see about Trent. So I do make the Bucks a little bit higher. I just feel they're putting their stuff together. But, 10-0 with that group. But in the last 7 games, I'm going to go with their 3-4 against the spread since Middleton come back.
Yeah, you were talking about at the beginning there about how the Raptors had some success against them last season. The Raptors are 7-3 against the spread, the last 10 against Milwaukee. It's a bit of a lower line, 4.5. Usually you don't see that too much with the Bucks unless they're playing a bit more of a top opponent. And here on the spot on the road on a back-to-back, hard for me to back Milwaukee. Just seems like it's a bit of a spot game to take Toronto. But again, I don't like Toronto at that low of a line. So I'll be staying clear from this game. If I had to give a play, it'd be the lean to the Raptors, but I don't like it at that low of a price.
They've just been horrible at home. Toronto's absolutely horrible at home. Let's pull that stat up, as a matter of fact. And you guys can always get all these stats are up on the website at How to Beat the Bookie. And you shouldn't be just paying for the predictions. Read these stats. What do we got here? They've lost their last 3 games. Toronto. I don't have a home. Okay, the Raptors are 2-8, straight up 1-9 against the spread at home. So they're not playing well. And as far as the total, I've got 7 of the last 8 meetings between the teams have gone under, and the Raptors' last 2 games have gone under, but the Bucks' last 3 have gone over. That's what I got with that one, guys. So like I said, my lean is to the Bucks a little bit. 4.5, 5 is starting to close that gap already, and So just waiting to see what the story is here. I'm just, as we're sitting here talking, Memphis has gone to 11 straight across the board, and that's without an injury. And I'm guessing it might be Giddey being out again, unless no, there it is. Okay, so they're going to give Shai is out tonight for OKC, concussion, and that's the big move. I don't know why that wasn't sent out as an urgent. So Shai's going to be out for OKC. We're going to do that game next. Where are we here? OKC's back-to-back. They had a lead, coughed it up to the Rockets last night. So they're back-to-back, 3rd and 4. Memphis has a day off. Memphis has played 2 games without Ja Morant and won and covered both of them. I made this game 10 prior to the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander news of him being out with the concussion. So I would actually make it a little higher. Not much. When a team isn't that good to start with, there's not really much room to move a guy. A guy's not going to be worth 3 points on OKC right now. I've got rated as the 2nd worst team in the league. So you're not going to move, regardless who it is. How much more can you improve them or make them worse? So that game I got 10. So I'm probably looking at right at 11, right where the number's at. So I wonder if Giddey's out also. That's their starting backcourt. So I'm looking at Memphis or nobody in that game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Memphis or nobody. Big trend here, guys. Thunder are 1-7 against the spread. The last 8 meetings against the Grizzlies. No Shai, especially without Shai Gilgeous. I mean, there's just nothing there to make you want to back the Thunder. I also do have a slight lean to the over in this game. A lot of over trends. The last 6 meetings in Memphis, over is 5-1. For the Grizzlies in particular, though, they've been crushing overs. They're 7-1 their last 8 games. And, you might be questioning a little bit what kind of points you're going to get out of OKC on a back-to-back without Shai Gilgeous. So that's the one thing that makes me stay away from it. But that's the lean for me on the total.
Okay, so what do we got here? We've got Break the Bookie says the Suns -12 is a trap. Okay, well, if you're thinking it's a trap for Phoenix, it certainly is. We gave that game out at 15 or so this morning. Pistons +13. This is the only game I bet today. And you've got what I call a sandwich game. So you've got the Pistons playing the Suns and wrapped between the Suns' 2 meetings with Golden State. So they're coming off the win against Golden State. They've got this game tonight, and tomorrow they're at Golden State. They're also doing this without their leading scorer Booker, and they're doing this with this is one of those stats. Pistons have won and covered 8 of the last 9 meetings with the Suns, 7-2 against the spread. 7-2 against the spread. Last night, and 7-2 against the spread last 9 games at Phoenix. So Detroit holds the trend there. It's a trap game for Phoenix. Phoenix playing without their leading scorer. I mean, this game is just bet the Pistons. And, we've talked about the Pistons the last couple of nights in a row. And, yeah, they're 2-9 straight up, but they're 5-6 against the spread on the road. So here's a game I expect them to come with a game. It's their last game of their road trip. And I just can't see Phoenix getting up for this game. Like I said, sandwiched in the middle of Golden State. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, definitely a look-ahead spot. Another angle I'm on in this game, guys. Love the under in here. For the Suns, they have been in the top 4 the last couple of games, holding teams to just 100 points per game. Meanwhile, the Pistons have been the bottom 3 in the league all year, averaging 98 points per game. You have the fact Devin Booker won't be playing tonight. That's a bunch of points the Suns will be missing out on. Can definitely see it being a lower-scoring game, and I think that fares the Pistons a lot more and keeps them closer in the spread because I don't see either team running up the score too much.
So I got a bunch of teases in here. So I see a Pistons +14.5 tease. What do we got? We got a Pistons Saints teaser. Guys, I don't know if maybe it's the first night you're watching me. You're going to bet teases. You're going to bet parlays. You're going to buy numbers. I'm going to call you a sucker. That's just how it is. Here's a game, like I said, you got 13 points. You feel you need more. I guess go pay $1.40, $1.50 to get those couple of extra points, but just not worth it. You'll see that over the long run. So that's the one game we bet tonight was the Pistons. Last game is Spurs at Portland, and Portland will start playing without Lillard for about the next 10 days. He's out. Powell, the small forward, he's questionable. Spurs will get a couple of guys back. Not big guys, just rotation guys, McDermott and Vassell. Spurs actually won their last 2 games. The last game they played, they've been off since we had them against the Wizards the other night. They blew out the Wizards. So they've won their last 2. And Portland, just a totally different team at home as opposed to on the road. They're the biggest difference I have from home to away. Portland is 10-1 at home, straight up and against the spread. They have the best against the spread record in the NBA. Only Golden State is better, 11-1, straight up at home. This game is 4.5 right now, even a couple of 5s. I'd be interested to see if Powell is in. Powell's out again. A little. He's a rotation guy. He's off the bench. But again, once you got Lillard out, you got Powell out, Lillard out. Okay, now there's 3 guys out. Then I might be able to make a little play on Spurs +5, or we see where that line goes because a lot of models that are computer generated have just got Portland's rating off the chart, and that was part of the reason for late money to come in on them the other night against the Pistons that drove the line up to 8, which made me like the Pistons right at post time. I guess that was what was that, Tuesday night. So I want to see how high that game goes. I want to see if Powell's in. As of right now, there's no bet for me, and that's my story on that game. As far as last year, they split 2 games in Portland. San Antonio went and beat them by 21, and then Portland beat them by 22. So it's this could be an interesting game. Like I said, I want to see what's happening with Powell.
Yeah, if Powell's out, that's a tough game to take Portland for sure. San Antonio has struggled a little bit with Portland. They're 1-5 against the spread the last 6 meetings. But yeah, with Damian Lillard being out, Norman Powell being question mark, if he ends up being out as well, then I love San Antonio in this spot to come in and maybe keep it close. Portland has been playing good at home, and I'm going to be interested to see if that continues without the star power in Lillard and possibly Norman Powell. But yeah, the Spurs team it's hard for them, or hard for me to get a read on this Spurs team coming in on the road, 6-13 this season. They've been playing a little bit better as of late. The start of the year kind of started off shaky. They had the win in coming off 2 wins against the Wizards and the Celtics, covered 2 in a row. So I want to be interested if they continue to play well. But again, it's all question mark on Norman Powell. If he's out, then I do like San Antonio at +5.
That's pretty much, like I said, we have a real short NBA card. We went real long yesterday. So if we have any guys that want to jump on in, ask any questions, we'll play with it a little bit. If not, we'll wrap it up because I got some more football to work on. And we'll do football tomorrow night. We'll do a little jump for the weekend. Like I said, if you do the NFL too early, you miss any injuries. Right now, there's just too many question marks. So is Daniel Jones playing quarterback for the Giants this week? Is Hurts playing for the Eagles? So they're at practice. But I want to know for sure whether they're playing or not. I mean, it's the quarterback. That's you can't make a decision. I can't give you good commentary unless I know who's playing and how healthy they are. Like Hurts. Hurts is a running quarterback. He leads that attack on the Eagles' rushing game. So if he's playing, but he's got a bum ankle, I'm not liking the Eagles so much in that spot. So let's. I like to get at least Friday's injury report under my belt before I start talking about games. A Mark Rumble me. I don't know what that is. You got me. I don't know. Are they talking like Ben? You're their age, maybe. I don't know. Do you get the lingo, or did I misrun? Big Ben, what do you like in college tonight? Ben gave it to you. He'll give you some more on. You guys should always be jumping over to Ben's live stream at 7:30 Eastern, Ben.
Yeah, we'll be at 7:30 tonight, guys, about 45 minutes before kickoff. If you guys missed it, that college plays Lafayette -2. They're going up against Sacred Heart. And it's a big weekend in college football, guys. Conference championship weekend, Friday and Saturday. So some more plays for that will be coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, guys.
So let me just tell you guys, like I said, back in the day, we used to work on phones. There was no computers and stuff. So if a guy like Ben called me and he asked for Lafayette, and who's the other fucking team?
Sacred Heart.
Here's what I mean. Get the fuck off my phone. Don't call here no more and hang up. Okay? Because those, especially back then, you only had your major schools on TV. So if you started to ask me about a game, like an off-the-board type of game, like I used to joke about it. Ball State. How the fuck do you even know who Ball State is? That was back in the day. Now the teams are even more crazy, the teams that they have on the board. So we didn't want any part of anybody, unless you were asking. You were asking for Michigan. You want to know Duke, St. John's, Georgetown, like the Big East teams back then were popular. But if you started asking me for teams like that, off the phone, goodbye, we chase you. We don't want any sharp guys coming in like that. So that's how you know Ben is picking the right games. These are the games, like I said, what's the biggest edge? Well, the biggest edge in sports that you bet is going to be where the numbers move the most. Numbers are going to move the most in college sports. You look at your NFL games, like this was a gigantic move in the NFL. In the last couple of days, the Cowboys ticked up from, it was 4.5, and now it's 6, even touching 6.5 in a couple of spots. That's a tremendous move for an NFL game, without a quarterback being out. But when you're talking about college games, what did that college game go off last night, Ben, the Seton Hall game? I know it opened 15. It was around 17 by the time my show ended. What did it end up? Did you know?
The closing number?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I saw it close at 16.5 and 17. 17 is the highest I saw it.
But it wasn't that bad. But you, like I said, you'll see more college games move 4 points. College football, you'll see the field goal from one team swing to a field goal the other team. So again, that's the bigger the move, the more chance you got. Like I said the other day, Philadelphia game we took 4.5. Game goes down to 2.5. So we got 2 points to bet. Once that game moves 1.5, we're booking the bookie. We've got the edge now with laying that $1.10. So again, that's what the college sports will do for you. But these teams, like I said, it's too many teams. I want to handle what I can handle. NBA, NFL. I can know every player. I can assess their value, and I find all the spots like Ben does with the spot last night. That was great research, and he nailed that game to a T. So if there's nobody else going to jump on, ask any questions, we'll wrap it up tonight. Like I said, you guys can follow Ben over on his live stream tonight. We got the little football game going. We got the Pistons plus 13 going. All right, guys, and we'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Let's make some money.
Good luck, guys.